Hello, dear listeners. Thank you for joining us here today. And today I am here without my co-host Sebastian Banichka, who is on vacation. But I am very happy and excited to welcome Beatrix Westphal from We Rent Awesome People. That's the name of the company, which is really very awesome. And we have met in a DACON conference in Germany a while ago, and somebody introduced me, Beatrix, you as someone that I definitely need to meet, and that we do exactly the same thing. We recruit people for gastronomy, hospitality sector. So today is Sunday, and it's not usual, as I know, in on Sundays to work in Germany. But thank you for joining here today. And I believe that as recruiters, we actually don't have time limit for work, right?
We try to, but what happens, happens. So what happens, happens. Thank you for having me, Diana. I'm really happy and pleased to know you, actually. And I'm even more happy and pleased that you invited me for today. And whenever you would invite me, I would not care if it is in the middle of the night or Sunday.
How often do you get candidates reaching out to you in the middle of the night?
Quite a lot. Because I mean, it's part of the industry, right? If we advertise, for example, chefs, or in general kitchen positions, a lot of the people, they're calling in the middle of the night because they just finish work. So for them, it's regular working hours. And sometimes they don't really get the idea that it's not our working hours.
Yeah. Tonight I received a phone call at 2:30. It's from Saturday to Sunday. Somebody was reaching out about work. And after they have unsuccessfully tried to call me, which normally is not possible because I put on the sleeping mode in my phone, but I see and find those missed calls and messages at nighttime. So this person sent me a message. Hello, madam, I'm looking for work. What kind of work are you looking for at nighttime? If I may ask.
Maybe he was looking for a night shift.
Yes, exactly. He was free on the night shift now. By the way, what is the I know that we have nice stories, and of course we share those, and these are the most successful candidates that go through the pipeline. And as recruiters, we're often like the filter in the industry to filter out people who don't match values, who don't match as personality, who don't have the skills, right? So, and I know that you're working with the DISC methodology. Can you tell a little bit more?
So even though somebody told me this is not how it's supposed to work, I figured out it works. What are we doing is actually when we meet new customers, we explain them most probably with the idea of a accountant, how it works. Why with an accountant? Because it's super clear. It's a super clear position what an accountant is doing. If you check other fields in hospitality industry, they are not that clear often. Yeah. But a accountant supposed to be a super thorough person. He or she supposed to be a person which likes numbers, data, accurate things. So that's a very blue type. In DISC, yeah, so that's the last letter, depending on if you use the German or the English term, the G or the C. Now, if you hire somebody like me with a very yellow part, I'm a very yellow person, so I am I'm the I in DISC. I can do the job, yes, because of the knowledge I have. I can do the job maybe for 6 months because this is how long I can mask it. Maybe only 5 months. So I still have the chance to get fired during the trial period. And this is what happens if you hire people from the wrong, let's say, color spectrum, like red, yellow, green, or blue people. they are able, usually, if they have ever learned it, to do the job, but they will not be very happy with it. And because they're not very happy with it, it always feels like they're writing with the wrong hand. So like if you're left-handed and you have to write with the right hand, you can do it. It looks ugly. And usually there's one point where you will give up. And exactly this happens. And the other side is, for example, a waiter. So we are not talking about a leading position, really a waiter. If you have a waiter who's purely blue and red, so dominant and very accurate, the guests most probably won't be that happy, because you need people like me who are like shining bright like a diamond, who really want to entertain the people, who want to have fun. And on the other hand, who also want them to have a good time and maybe make some extra sales so that the boss is happy. And you can't hire somebody who's totally blue for a yellow position and the other way around. It doesn't make any sense. So when we figured this out, we started disking all our job advertisement. And surprise, we ended up with better candidates. And then we figured out, yeah, disc is one side. The other side is the generations. So if you understand what the generations need, matching with the disc, we also have like a benefit list, which is sorted by disc types and generation types. So if somebody's having this very long lists of benefits, we just pick out the ones matching to the type. The rest will be in our system. So if they ask, for example, do I have a chance for a job bike? We know, okay, they are offering a job bike. But this is not usually the one maybe for, let's say, a red person.
How much of this methodology you apply in your recruitment? Is it with all the candidates? Because I know that sometimes clients are saying, this is just a position where you need to pick up the plate, say hello to the candidates to the clients, and that's it, right? So some people are looking for more like technical care for the customers, but in other cases it can be that you can test, like we are doing in administration positions, we're testing also our clients team that is currently, so we can see the balance where it is. How do you introduce this test to the clients, or how do the clients respond to this test? Do they say, oh yes, great, let's try, or does it also depend on the disc type of the client?
It depends maybe also on the disc type, but it also depends on if they really understand the value of it. Because what we figured out is, when you hire, for example, kitchen helpers, customers often think it doesn't matter who's doing the job.
Yes.
This is what they think. Or cleaning personnel. So when we check cleaning personnel and when we check kitchen helpers, we always have the same idea. There must be a green part of the person, because if they don't have the green part, they are not able to follow the leader or the lead without any problems. And for me personally, it doesn't matter what position you want to fill in, because if you create a perfect match and the person feels really well in the company, on the position, with the colleagues, they will stay longer. And these few $100 you have to spend for the testing, you saved it already by just hiring less often. Yeah. And it makes sense actually for every position.
Absolutely. We work with another talent dynamics system. So there we can see if it is a person about the system, but we're not using it in hospitality. We're using it for administrative positions and headhunting. So, but for me, it's interesting because sometimes even for administrative positions, clients are a bit skeptical because they have tried a lot of different systems, and sometimes they're seeing that did not work, or that those tests don't show the real thing. It's not matching because somebody quit after a while. But what is important, it is that it's not only the test that is final, say in the recruitment process, but it's a lot of different things, because the personality can be of one type. However, the behavior, the background, the cultural fit might be absolutely different, and it's a mix of very different things, right?
Definitely. And there's one point customers don't like to talk about.
That's
We
true.
always ask if they have an onboarding system. We always ask if they have like a rookie coach system, maybe. We always ask if they have a clear perspective for the first 3 to 6 months. And it doesn't matter for which position. And they say, yes, we have. And we figure out, no, they don't. So this is one of the reasons where the frustration starts. Like usually what we tell the customers, what is a good idea is after the first day, you sit down with a new person, ask, how did it work out? After the first week, you sit down with the person, how did it work out? Is there anything we still need to do? Is there anything you're struggling with? Is there anything we can help you with? After the first month, you're sitting down with the person and you talk. After 3 months, you're sitting down with the person, talk. After 6 months, you're sitting down with the person and talk. So this is supposed to be like regular. And then I asked one person, how long, so in one company, how long is your onboarding system for a waiter? And they said, it depends on the waiter, to be honest. Sometimes like 2 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks. And I was really looking at them like,
Okay.
what? Because, of course, by the technical idea of the job, they don't have any problem to do it after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But because they most probably have already experience. But there's so many different things you can't even find out within the first 2 weeks. So, for example, if everything works well, you will not find out how they are handling complaints. If everything works well, you will not find out how it works with also complaints to HR. So after 2 weeks, you don't know anything actually about the company. Yeah, you know a part of the technical part of the job. Yes, of course, but that's not onboarding.
I think it's also another point about communication, because sometimes candidates are saying that, I have been feeling like just a robot, a tool. And it does not matter if we're speaking about IT, hospitality, whichever position. It's about sense of belonging, how we can create it as team leaders. It does not matter if it is a small company, bigger company. If a person feels that they are just coming and nobody cares about them, nobody cares how they perform, does not give the feedback, and does not say where they can improve, they start doubting themselves. They start feeling as if they are not important, they don't belong, somebody else is more important for the team up there, and so on. So these people are the ones who are considering if they will want to consider coming back next season, if it is a seasonal job,
Yep.
or if it is a permanent position. In the long term, their motivation, their productivity is declining step by step. And sometimes managers are saying, I don't understand what is wrong. I'm paying good salary. I have everything that they are asking for. They have all the benefits, but it's very simple things like coming to talk, say thank you for the work that you're doing. And yeah. How do you apply AI or automation in your job?
We are luckily using a very good system, to be honest, which is already using AI and automation, which is actually really important, especially automation, which is based on AI. And also, like before, we were writing all our, you can't imagine. Before we were writing all our job advertisements by hand. And then, so it really means when I'm like disking it, I would do it by hand, putting inside specific words which trigger red people, yellow people, green people, blue people. We are not doing this by hand anymore. So we built ourselves a system where we can turn it into. We can turn it into a job advertisement. We still have to adjust by hand. This is important because let's put it like that. To have a perfect job advertisement, you need like approximately 1 to 1.5 hours interview with the client. Sometimes you need to go there to meet the whole team so that you exactly know which part of the puzzle you're looking for. Then you start writing the draft. The draft we'll discuss with the client. When the draft is written, we start disking it and putting it into generation language. And when we are done with that, we will put it into AI and make it a little bit more smooth. Let's put it like that. And also like checking if is everything correctly written, stuff like that. But we don't trust AI to do the whole job. I see a lot of AI job advertisement, and you for sure as well, where, where you see this generic job advertisement where you already know somebody does not know how to prompt in ChatGPT, but they try to do a job advertisement. They all sound the same. They all feel the same. There is no emotional texture. And this emotional texture, this is what we have to do at the end. We call it the Feinschliff. So it's like the fine tuning. And this definitely can't do AI.
I also noticed that whenever you're reading some text on social media, you can immediately catch where it is the text that is written using some maybe ChatGPT or something. Some structure, something is not human, because humans make mistakes. Humans do something else with the structure. It's a little bit otherwise somehow. And I think people are getting tired, just like some time ago. Remember, it was very popular on social media to use filters that would alter the appearance, not only change the background or the color, but it was something that people were playing, especially women on Instagram. It was absolute norm. And then people started talking that, okay, we don't look like that. And in a way that whenever you meet someone in real life from Instagram, you would not recognize. I remember I was working on that as well, because for some time it was like innocent try, then another one. And then it's like, okay, I don't look like that anymore. But when you look in the mirror in the real life, you feel different. So I think it is also the same with job interviews and job interviews, job descriptions as well. When it's too perfect, candidates are also sensing that it's too perfect. And also, every company, just the same, like every candidate want to present themselves as best as they can, like perfect. But speaking about perfect, we do have some imperfections, right?
Really?
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Do you use blacklists? What
Yes.
candidates need to do to get on your blacklist?
Oh, there's a lot you can do. Should I do the 18 plus version?
Let's give a try.
So let's put it like that. We had already a lot of different encounters. I love it if people love themselves, but I don't love it if they do it while I'm on the phone. So blacklist. I'm okay with people freaking out if they have a temper, but I'm not okay with yelling at me or my girls. So we are only female company, so that's why I can say at the girls. I really like it when people are very, very eager to get the job. I'm really a fan of it. But if they're calling like every hour during the night and then being really aggressive in the morning when you finally pick up,
Finally.
blacklist. If somebody, this is a rare case, but if somebody does not accept the no, actually, and they start nagging us on all platforms, we are blocking them and blacklisting them. Sometimes we even neutrally, so without telling the person and the name and so on, due to data confidential.
GDPR.
Genau. So sometimes we even warn our customers in the area that somebody is applying for the job, but they were doing, for example, the self-love thing. there we were really, really warning other companies. Because if somebody's having that behavior already on the phone, don't hire them. They might maybe also not know their place when they're at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you go about GDPR? Because you cannot reveal candidate's name, surname, or something.
Mhm.
How do you say it without saying?
We can say it without saying sometimes by dropping hints. Let's put it like that. So we would not forward any personal data, but one hint, for example, is the last 3 digits of the number could be. One hint could be that we talk about if they are having a clear CV, which is stating from then to then they were doing this particular job. So we are not talking about where, and but for example, we are telling them from the in the CV you can see May 2020 until December 2020. This person was working as a logistic guy. Yeah, during Corona, a lot of people were doing this. So the person was working logistics, but from 2021 until 8 2021, this person was working as a kitchen helper in a restaurant. So we are not talking about anything which is really like personal. We are not telling the job exactly, but we're talking about the position and the duration. And we will do something like a super neutral profile and send it out. And there you can see the last digits of the number, the last 3. And you can see only that the person had in this time a certain position at, we just name the kind of facility, but not the place.
Okay. My recent happenings were some photos. I will not describe the photos very
It's
deep.
also 18 plus.
18 plus. I get up in the morning. Of course, some of the photos were deleted. I'm not sure what kind of, but the others are still in this because we're also using WhatsApp as a channel for candidates to reach out with us. And interesting things people are into, I must say.
Okay. So you won the competition. We never received that.
Really? But, you know, in some cases, it's better not to know what people are into. The less you know them, the calmer you sleep.
Yes.
Why you do what you do? How is it related to your personal brand? The green stuff, green color.
The green stuff.
Yes, green stuff.
So green is my favorite color. Everything starts with green being my favorite color. Everything started actually in 1994 when I had my first job in gastronomy, which was in on a Volksfest. I don't know the term. So like
National
when they're having a party in the city with a lot of stands.
It's like Oktoberfest?
Yeah, but much smaller, much smaller. It started actually in Mainz, in der Johannisnacht, so Johannisfest, which is a particular festival like in Mainz every year to the end of the asparagus season. And due to the fact that my mom was very sick, there was no money at home, and I asked 2 of my friends who were working at that festival if their boss maybe would hire me. So I was around 16, just turned 16, and then the boss said, "Yeah, she can work here, but if somebody's coming from the authorities, she's not working here, okay? She's one of my friends." Because it was 2 days before the end of the festival, so it was very late. So this is when I the first time in my life, ended up in a beer wagon. And I think I had a talent, to be honest. The people liked me, and surprise, also the grumpy owner liked me, and he offered me a job 1 month after that. And because I had a little bit a problem with money, I said yes. But I didn't ask what's the job. So I ended up for the first time ever in a beer tent. And I really liked it. I was working for 1 week, didn't go to school during that time. And I always preferred working in gastronomy because what I figured out is it's a place where people come together, and it's not my place, it's not your place. So it seems like the neutral soil. Of course, it's not neutral because there are people around who are owning it, people around who are serving it, but they put the emotion inside. So I was one of the people putting emotion inside a place where people meet on neutral ground. And I was doing this, or I'm still doing it sometimes on festivals, but music festivals nowadays. I was doing this already since 30 years, working in hospitality, especially in restaurants, in bars, in pubs, in clubs, in a sailing club for 6 years. And this is where I started also like hiring people, because I had the idea who I want to work with. That was like 20 years ago. I have never heard about DISC or something like that, but I always had the idea who's missing in the team. So I was particularly looking for those people if I would go to a doner kebab stand and check if they're working there. So whoever was working somewhere else, I would talk to the people and try to snatch them for an open position at the Sailors Club.
Wow. So this is how people in BNI, in the networking event at the conference, were referring. This is the girl who works in gastronomy. You will find her. She's all dressed up in green. She's green.
And it's not my disc color.
Times. Guess my favorite color.
Oh, but hold on. It's yellow.
Yeah.
No. Second guess. Is it red?
Yeah. How did you guess? What would you wish to someone who wants to start in recruitment?
Dear person who wants to start in recruitment, please listen. Yes, you have to earn money with that, or your company won't work. You have to earn money, but follow your heart. If you follow your heart and you really know why you're doing what you want to do, everything's much easier. You will attract better customers. And if you don't know how to find out what you want to do, you can also talk to one of us. Because I think if there is a real purpose why you're doing what you're doing, everything will fall into place. Even though it's hard work, it always sounds like, that will be easy. No, it's not. But everything will fall into place because the right people will support you if you just follow your real intention. And maybe one other thing, don't write profiles by hand. There are systems for it. Don't waste your lifetime.
Yes. Sebastian's quote, work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
In coaching. I want to thank you for sharing your time, your experience, inspiring other people. I'm very happy that we have met, and I know that this is not the first time that we're speaking here. We will be back. Right?
I'm looking forward to it. I really think that maybe one hint to females who are trying to build a company: let nobody tell you are too soft, too weak, too whatever to start your own business. To start your own business with your own ideas. You're worth it. So just do it. Find other people who are inspiring you and work together with them. Because a lot of times, this is what I'm really, really happy about. When I met you, I found somebody who's having similar struggles, similar ideas, and a really good heart and vibe. And I'm really grateful that I could be your guest today.
Thank you. Vielen Dank.
Sehr gerne.
So, dear listeners, dear followers, please feel free to share our podcast and write and reach out to us if you have any questions or comments. And see us next time.